Tonight on CTV News at 6. It happened almost 14 years ago. A class action lawsuit into the collapse of the Elliott Lake Mall has been settled. A Sault teen was killed last year. Today, a young man pleads guilty in connection to the fatal crash. And it's growing in popularity.
So this is a big event for us and for the community as a whole, and definitely for Timmins Expo.
We take you to a comic book convention in Timmins.
CTV News at 6 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks so much for being with us on this Friday. A multi-million-dollar class action lawsuit was settled in court today. It's in connection to the deadly 2012 mall collapse in Elliott Lake. CTV's Madison Merrier reports.
It's been almost 14 years since the collapse of the Algo Center Mall that took the lives of 2 people and injured over 20 others.
The emotional part of it, I can't put into terms. You know, it was very sad, but it's also, rallied our community.
Now there may finally be some sense of closure as the judge presiding over the case agreed to the $10 million settlement and fees.
It was a fair and reasonable outcome that I think is in the best interest of the class members. I mean, certain people may not think it's perfect in the end, but in terms of a reasonable amount of money and an efficient system, I think we've achieved that. 2 separate
cases were previously resolved for the 2 individuals who passed away. Now the matter for the 200 to 300 people who filed emotional, physical, and economic claims is nearing its end.
The judge say that he will render a decision likely next week and that we can finalize what lawyers would call the court order from that. We have to wait a period of time, 30 days, for a potential appeal.
O'Connor says they will appoint an adjudicator to disperse the compensation to those impacted, which he hopes will be completed by this fall.
It still took way too long without people really know what was going on. And I think at the end of it, some people may think, well, okay, maybe it did take too long, but at least we got somewhere. So I hope people walk away thinking, maybe it was delayed, but we're going to get some compensation out of this in a very tragic circumstance.
O'Connor says the case was settled to avoid further delays a trial would cause and could result in a smaller damage award. Once the judge finalizes his decision, the 8 defendants will be dismissed of all claims against them. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
It's been almost a year since an impaired driving crash in Sault Ste. Marie claimed the life of a 15-year-old Connor Dunn. Today, the man behind the wheel in the fatal collision was in court. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has more.
On April 20th of last year, 2 15-year-olds riding an e-bike down Gooley Avenue in Sault Ste. Marie were hit by a truck. The crash resulted in the death of the bike's driver, Connor Dunn, and non-life-threatening injuries to the other youth. Today, Gregory Parise, the young man driving that truck, pleaded guilty to 2 impaired driving-related charges. Justice Sandra Caponecchia accepted Parise's guilty pleas on both impaired driving causing death and impaired driving causing bodily harm. Heard in court today, the then 18-year-old stated on scene that he drank 9 beers before getting behind the wheel that night. The crash happened at roughly 1 a.m. and at 3 a.m. police recorded that Parise had 145 milliliters of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood in his system. The driver held a G1 license, not permitting him to be on the road at that time of night or have any alcohol in his system while operating a motor vehicle. This case will return to the Sault Courthouse on August 13th when the defense and Crown each give sentencing submissions. The 2 sides are reportedly far apart on the matter, and it's unlikely a judge's decision will be rendered on that day. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
1 person has died after a crash last night on a major stretch of Highway 69 south of Sudbury. Provincial police had closed a section of the road between Shawanaga and Highway 559 in Nobel. OPP say just after 7 p.m. a passenger vehicle and a transport truck collided, killing 1 person. The highway had been closed for the investigation and cleanup, but has since reopened. The Northeastern Public Health has issued a drug alert for communities within its catchment area. It's similar to warnings other local Northern health units issued this month. The North Bay Parry Sound District Health Unit says 3 people died from opioid-related overdoses in 1 week. An emergency room physician at the North Bay Regional Health Center says the department is feeling the trickle-down effect from the overdose crisis, which is leading to longer wait times.
We do have to rally the team around them, so it does take nurses and staff away from other patients for sure. They obviously need to be here because they're very unwell.
In the Nipissing District, 13 opioid-related overdoses were reported between March 30th and April 4th. 5 of the 9 survivors received at least 1 dose of naloxone. Health professionals advise users to check their drugs with a testing strip, have naloxone on hand, and use in a safe space with others nearby.
We are working closely with our mobile crisis teams, and we do have a new substance use disorders program here at the North Bay Regional Health Center that works closely with our patients who are admitted to hospital as well as in the community.
Meanwhile, Public Health Sudbury District says there's also been reports of 2 new drugs circulating, a non-opioid pain reliever and a synthetic opioid. Striking Alouette bus drivers in the North Bay area rejected an offer from the bus company today. Around 80 bus drivers have been off the job since February 23rd. The main issue is wages. Alouette drivers want to be paid a little more than $21 an hour, but currently earn over $18 an hour. The union representing picketing drivers says the 3-year offer from Alouette Bus Lines, which was rejected today, included a yearly wage increase by $1. Officials say the vote was close.
The original offer that the employer gave us for the start, like for the first year, was the $20, and they did move that up. And we did see the $21.10 in there that we have been pushing for. That would kick in year 2 of the contract, though. But year 3 fell far short of what we were looking for in increases.
The Steelworkers Union is also blasting Nipissing Parry Sound Transportation Services for trying to collect money to pay families impacted by the strike. CTV News did reach out to Alouette Bus Lines for a response, but did not receive a statement by News Time. The province is putting forward legislation to reduce how long prospective teachers are in school. CTV's Siobhan Morris has more on the proposed changes.
Is media.
Ontario's teacher crunch is tightening, with more educators leaving and waves of increased immigration in recent years. So the government's making changes designed to get more teachers into classrooms and faster.
We would shorten teacher education from 2 years and 4 semesters to 1 year, delivered in 3 consecutive semesters.
The province also wants new teaching candidates to get more than the 80 days of practical experience they do now.
So that they're in front of the class and they know what to expect when they get there, so that they can manage a classroom.
There will be higher pay for mentor teachers who take on novices, and looking at ways to add people who already have experience with kids.
For example, those with early childhood education backgrounds or those with work youth experience. By recognizing prior learning, we're attracting the best and the brightest to join the teaching profession.
This only opens the front door, and right now teachers are walking out the back.
The Ontario Teachers Federation estimates 48,000 registered teachers are choosing not to work in the sector. Many leave the profession within 5 years.
We know the reasons they're not in the classroom is because of the working conditions, which are directly related to the learning conditions of the students that are in front of us.
Conditions that education union leaders call unsustainable.
We're talking about larger class sizes, unmet student needs in terms of supports that just aren't there.
And violence between students and against teachers. The Minister of Education believes more practicum time will help with that.
The ministry will also be looking at its program, the new teacher induction program, and looking at how we can better support new teachers as well.
All of these measures are part of a bill that will be tabled on Monday. Also in there, the long-awaited changes to school board governance, including whether or not trustees are sticking around. Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
All right, it's time for our first check on weather. A cloudy and cool day out there. To tell us more, here's CTV's Amanda Hicks filling in for Rick Wyman.
Thanks for that, Tony. Yes, it was a gray and a bit of a chilly day to start the weekend, but there are some good things on the horizon. We've got a lot of the Northeast. We'll see some sunshine tomorrow, so you're definitely going to want to head outside if you're looking to do so at some point over the weekend. But we will see a bit of precipitation head our way by the time the weekend wraps up. But we also see like a warm up by the time the week starts as well. I'll tell you which community, which day is going to be seeing some double-digit temperatures next week. Back to you for now, Tony.
Thanks, Amanda. Who would do such a thing? Still to come on CTV News at 6. A wildlife center in Greater Sudbury is caring for some pigeons that were covered in oil. Right now, though, we're off to North Bay and a live webcam of the Castle Home redevelopment project. This shot is courtesy of Activities Castle Home. Workers done for the day. Right now, it's 4 degrees. We're back in a few minutes.
Country 91.7. Sudbury's home for the best country music. Listen for your chance to win $50,000 with Pure Country's big $50K payday.
A wildlife center in the Greater Sudbury community of Valcarin is reporting a disturbing trend. Over the past few weeks, 3 pigeons have been brought in covered in oil, which appears to have been poured on the birds. CTV's Alan Everson reports.
This bird was found downtown by a passerby on Durham Street, covered in what wildlife custodians say appears to be used cooking oil. It's one of 3 pigeons found like this over the past 2 weeks.
It was totally oiled from head to toe. It couldn't open its eyes. Its eyes were really inflamed and red. His skin was also reddened, and it was almost dead when it was brought in.
5 days later, a 3rd pigeon was found again, downtown at the corner of Cedar and Durham.
It's very perplexing. We've never had this sort of presentation, and then to have 3 of them in, a 2-week period. So we suspect that there may be someone that's pouring oil over these birds.
Turtle Pond says the pigeons are bathed regularly to help dissolve the oil from their feathers.
If there is someone doing this, we plead with them to please stop, because you're just causing a lot of suffering to these animals for no reason.
The center is caring for the pigeons during one of its busiest times of the year. Every spring, it takes in hundreds of orphaned wildlife after adults are trapped and disposed of or relocated.
Just to watch, because there could be babies. That's usually why they're there this time of year. And there's ways you can get the mom to move on without trapping her and locating her to another area, which likely she won't survive anyway.
Wildlife custodians at the center expect the pigeons will make a full recovery and then be released. Alana Everson, CTV News, Valcarin.
A 36-year-old North Bay man is facing animal cruelty charges after 4 kittens were found dead. Police say the animals were found at a home on Castle Street yesterday. The suspect was identified and arrested at a nearby residence. A heads up for motorists in North Bay. Traffic on Lakeshore Drive over Parks Creek Bridge will be reduced to 1 lane in each direction starting next week. The lane closures take effect Monday and will remain until further notice. According to city officials, a portion of the central structure needs rehabilitation. The city is closing it as a precaution while interim repairs are scheduled. The bridge was originally built in 1923 and was widened in 1941 and 1963. Nipissing MPP Vic Fideli announced more than $2.5 million today to support economic development in the riding. Almost $900,000 will go to Core Explore Drilling Services Corporation and Calendar. 7 other organizations, including Nipissing University and the Capital Center, are also receiving money from the province. One of Manitoulin Island's most popular watering holes, the Manitoulin Brewing Company, will be closing its doors after 12 years in business. In a statement on its Facebook page, the owners write, in part, This decision has not come easily. Like many in our industry, we have felt the impact of changing market conditions and evolving challenges that have made it increasingly difficult to continue operating in a sustainable way. After thoughtful consideration, we have chosen to close this chapter. The brewery made a name for itself by highlighting landmarks like the Swing Bridge and Bridal Veil Falls on its beer cans. It's unclear when the decision will take effect. Collège Boreal officially cut the ribbon on its new North Bay location. At the event, the post-secondary school also announced a new French language partnership with Les Compagnons des Francs Loisirs. It'll provide French-speaking newcomers in the region with an expanded range of services from support to integration. All right, back now for a check on your current conditions. Here's Amanda.
Thanks, Tony. And I know it wasn't quite the spring day that we've all been hoping for. It was a little bit gray, a little bit cooler out there, that's for sure. We saw a temperature range of 1 to 7 degrees depending on where you are. We are going to see some rain in the forecast next week, that's for sure. But I mean, you know what they say, April showers bring May flowers, or at least hopefully we'll get rid of all that snow that we have out there. But looking at things outside your doorstep right now, things are calm for the most part, cloudy skies as well. So let's take a look at the current conditions outside the region right now. So we've got some sunshine in Moosonee, light snow falling in Cochrane and Timmins, where Kapuskasing has some cloudy skies. Cloudy skies in Wawa and Chapleau sitting at 0 degrees. A bit more cloudy skies in Sault Ste. Marie. Clouds in Parry Sound, high of 8 degrees. Quite mild there, more seasonal for sure. Kirkland Lake and Temiskaming Shores, cloudy skies, and then a mix of sun and cloud in North Bay, high of 4 degrees, so between 2 to 4 degrees there, a little bit cooler. And then finally, we've got cloudy skies in Elliott Lake and Gore Bay and Espanola. We're sitting at 4 degrees. And then in Sudbury, we're sitting at 3 degrees with some cloudy skies. And of course, keep in mind with all that rain that we're going to be seeing and what we have seen, there is a flood watch in effect for Sudbury and North Bay areas because of all that precipitation. So make sure you take care. That was a look at the current conditions. Tony.
Thanks for that, Amanda. By the way, temperatures, as you heard, are on the rise and soggy weather on the horizon. Greater Sudbury residents experiencing or at risk of flooding can access sandbags. The city says people can visit one of the 5 public works depots. All the materials are there. Residents are responsible for filling the bags themselves. He's on his way home. Next on CTV News at 6. Canadian Jeremy Hansen and the Artemis II crew will splash down this evening. And it's growing in size. People from all over are ready to experience Timmins Con. The crew of Artemis II will soon pierce the Earth's atmosphere and land in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of California. Splashdown is scheduled for 8:07 p.m. Eastern Time. CTV's Joy Melvin is tracking the Orion capsule and its crew as the countdown continues.
With a wake-up song, now the riskiest part of this historic moon mission, re-entering Earth's atmosphere. It's the trickiest part of their ride home. Just ask the pilot, Victor Glover.
We have to get back, and riding a fireball through the atmosphere is profound as well.
To ride that fireball, a special coating on the bottom of the Orion capsule, protecting the astronauts from extreme heat. The last uncrewed mission didn't go so well, but NASA is confident Orion's modified heat shield and a new angle of re-entry will get them home safe.
Then they'll start to brush into the upper atmosphere, and it'll suddenly get heavier and heavier and heavier as they're being pushed from below.
The Artemis crew has traveled deeper into space than any other humans, giving us striking new celestial images of the moon and planet Earth. Reflecting on it all, Canada's Jeremy Hansen.
We live on a fragile planet in the vacuum and the void of space. Our purpose on the planet as humans is to find joy, to find the joy in lifting each other up by creating solutions together instead of destroying.
There were unforgettable moments. A moon crater named after Commander Reed Weissman's late wife.
It's a bright spot on the moon, and we would like to call it Carol.
talking to the Prime Minister.
Canadians are so proud of what you're doing.
The U.S. President.
Congratulations to everybody. I'll see you at the Oval Office.
Fixing a lunar loo.
We definitely have to fix some of the plumbing.
And chasing a floating Nutella jar.
Integrity systems are in good shape.
As they prepare to come back home.
I just want to look at my daughters, Ellie and Katie, and just say I love you.
Family and the world waits. Joy Melvin, CTV News, Washington.
A student-run event turned into a shocking crime scene at Lambton College in Sarnia. Gunshots erupted inside a campus bar, leaving a 20-year-old man dead and injuring 2 others.
There's all types of forensic evidence, the standard stuff you have probably heard about often, DNA, fingerprints. There'll be blood at the scene anytime there's a shooting of this nature.
Police are treating the investigation as a homicide with no arrests so far, adding they don't believe the college was specifically targeted. Classes were canceled today as the community processes the loss. There is both anticipation and anxiety in the Middle East ahead of this weekend's planned peace talks between the U.S. and Iran. The 2-week ceasefire is still shaky as Israel and Hezbollah continue to trade fire. Overnight, Hezbollah says it targeted a northern Israeli town in response to what it calls a violation of the U.S.-Iran ceasefire agreement. This follows an intense wave of Israeli airstrikes on Beirut on Wednesday that killed more than 300 people, according to Lebanon's health ministry. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the U.S. continue to claim there is no ceasefire in Lebanon. Netanyahu has agreed to hold direct negotiations with Lebanon's government. Those talks are expected to start next week in Washington. Statistics Canada says the labor market added 14,000 jobs in March. The job gains were mostly in line with economists' expectations. They represent a modest rebound from sharp losses in January and February. Canada's unemployment rate held steady at 6.7%. Today's data marks the Bank of Canada's last look at the labor market before making its next interest rate decision on April 29th. CTV News will have a federal by-election special on Monday, April 13th. It will begin at 7 p.m. and will be hosted by CTV's chief news anchor and senior editor Omar Sachedina and chief political correspondent Vashi Capellos. The special will air and live stream on CTV News channel, ctvnews.ca, and Crave. There was a spectacular show in Hawaii yesterday as one of the world's most active volcanoes spewed lava into the air.
So alive, and powerful.
The lava fountains from Kilauea shot 200 meters into the air. The National Park Service warned visitors to wear long sleeves, pants, and eye protection because of ash and volcanic fragments. Kilauea has erupted dozens of times since 1952. And there's more news still ahead, but first, here's your full weather forecast with Amanda.
Thanks for that, Tony. And we're going to be seeing a bit of everything over the next week. We're going to be seeing some sunshine, some warmer temperatures, some cooler temperatures, some rain, some snow. It's a mixed bag of whatever you want it to be. But in the meantime, let's take a look at Saturday. Saturday is going to be a pretty nice day across much of the Northeast. We're going to be seeing some sunny skies, some seasonal temperatures. So that's going to be the pick of the weekend. By the time Sunday rolls around, though, that's when things start to shift. We see that low pressure system moving through the region. Got some precipitation starting on Sunday night, about 10 millimeters of rain by the time you wake up on Monday morning. And then for the rest of the week, that's when we're going to see some rainy conditions as well. But let's look at your Friday night. We've got a chance of rain showers or flurries overnight in Sudbury, -6, -8 degrees in Timmins with a chance of flurries or rain showers, and similar story in Temiskaming Shores. Moosonee, we've got a chance of flurries overnight, -8, chance of flurries or rain showers in Wawa, -6 degrees there, and then in Gore Bay, -4 with a chance of rain showers or flurries. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast, starting with Sudbury, Nickel Belt. So we've got a mix of sun and cloud for tomorrow, high of 7 degrees, a rain-snow mix. On Sunday, high of 9, chance of sleet. On Monday, high of 12, double digits there, 7 on Tuesday, so temperatures start to fall a little bit. Then we climb up to 9 degrees on Wednesday with a chance of rain. For Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, mix of sun and cloud for tomorrow, high of 8, 9 degrees on Sunday with periods of rain, a chance of rain. On Monday, high of +10, 6 on Tuesday with a chance of rain and a chance of rain throughout the rest of the week. For Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, cloudy skies for tomorrow, high of 6, holding on to that temperature for Sunday with a chance of sleet, 7 degrees on Monday, cloudy skies rolling through the region, and a chance of snow on Tuesday. And for Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, mainly cloudy skies for tomorrow, high of 7, chance of sleet on Sunday, 11 degrees on Monday, well above the normal for this time of year. Temperatures dipping down on Tuesday with a chance of sleet, and then we get up to 11 degrees on Thursday. And finally for North Bay, West Nipissing, a mix of sun and cloud for tomorrow, high of 7, 9 on Sunday with a rain-snow mix, chance of rain on Monday, high of +13, 8 degrees on Tuesday with cloudy skies and a chance of showers on Wednesday. But we're getting back into those double-digit temperatures once again, so that's great news, right? Let's take a look at today's weather pick of the day. And shall I say, this is a picture that's very dear to me. Jocelyn Manistow, she sent in this picture of a deer taking a morning nap, and she sent it in from Whitefish Falls. And what a sweet picture. And that'll look like me after this long week. And coming up after the break, CTV's Lydia Chubak will have a story out of Timmins about Timmins Con. You'll definitely want to stay around for that.
Northern Ontario Expo is hosting its annual Timmins Con event this weekend at the McIntyre Community Centre. There will be some big-name celebrities to meet who will help create economic spin-offs for the community. CTV's Lydia Chubak has that story.
It's the day before the 15th annual Timmins Con, and the McIntyre Community Centre is under transformation. More than 80 exhibitors are setting up for 2 days of cosplay, vendors, and stars like Lou Ferrigno and Erica Durance. Organizers say this is their biggest celebration yet of all things fandom.
Yeah, I grew up reading comic books. If you walk downstairs in my man cave, it's all superheroes and, you know, sports pictures and autograph pictures and collectibles. So it's been with me since I've been very, very young. And living in Timmins all my life, I was one of those people saying there's never anything to do in Timmins. So I decided to try and do something about it. And here we are, 15 years later, hosting an event that I'm very proud to be associated with.
Northern Ontario Expo is a non-profit organization run by a board, and it amasses numerous volunteers, including family, to help make it a success.
My in-laws are heavily involved, friends, aunt and uncles, they come and help out, Fran's brother, my kids.
Dennis says Timmins Con now draws close to 5,000 people a year. It also caught the attention of the Municipal Accommodations Tax Committee, contributing $55,000 to help the event flourish.
It has an economic drive of almost $80,000 to the community. So this is a big event for us and for the community as a whole, and definitely for Timmins Expo. I think there's such an opportunity there for it to continue to grow.
Exhibitors say the event is worth the drive and has become a favorite pop culture convention.
And we've been doing this for a number of years, probably about 10 years for these items, but we change our stuff pretty much every year. So next year when we come, will be another new product. This year it's the lightsabers, and next year we'll have RC products.
Well, this one here is like a whack-a-mole, and I have another one that's a little mini high striker. It's got a mushroom that the kids hit.
And how cool is this? Anyone who comes to Timmins Con this weekend can also have a seat in Fred Flintstone's iconic vehicle and take their pictures for free. Yabba dabba doo. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Good sport there, Lydia. Sudbury Indie Cinema could soon have a new home, and it's not far from the current site. The not-for-profit is looking to relocate and convert a gymnasium within the old Diocese building at 30 St. Anne Road. The owner of the current building is looking to repurpose the space for his business. The owner worked with the Indie Cinema to provide extra time to accomplish this move.
it seemed to us too to also think about rebranding in the sense of that we are the regional art house cinema. So we're looking at ways to kind of expand our reach throughout the region, be a little bit more deliberate about making connections with filmmakers, with film lovers in communities that are within driving distance to Sudbury.
Mayor says they'll remain at the current location for the next 16 months and remain focused on securing financing and fundraising to complete the transition. By the way, Junction North International Documentary Film Festival is currently underway at the Indie Cinema. If you're a girl dad, you may know that styling long hair can be tricky. Now an event in Ottawa is looking to change that by giving some dads a new skill for their daughters. CTV's Sean Varden has more on the Braids and Beers event.
Martin Savard's at a pop-up beauty school in a bar. He spent a lot of time brushing his daughter Amelia's hair, but now that she's 5, styling's become important. The Braids and Beers workshop, here to help.
She asked me to do hairstyles. She's like, do this one from like, I don't know, whatever TV show or movie shows. I'm like, I can't do that. I can do braids. That's all I got. So maybe I can do one more style after tonight. That'd be a success.
8 stylists from the Wild and Free Hair Boutique teaching 30 dads about hair care. Brushing and braiding on the menu tonight, along with a few cold ones at the Three's Company Snack Bar on Bank Street.
Some have never touched hair before. I think some are maybe looking to take the load off of mom a bit at home. Maybe just wanted to learn to do some braids so they can have that bonding moment with their daughters. But yeah, I think they're enjoying it so far. And if some of them come out knowing how to braid, that's a win.
Posted on my own Facebook and said, hey, I want to organize an event like this, Braids and Beers. And have a bunch of dads come out and learn how to do hairstyling for their daughters. And the response within a day was crazy.
Doug Baker came so his 10-year-old daughter won't miss out on those quiet moments of connection. His wife passed away from brain cancer 5 years ago.
It's important for me to take care of some of those maybe more typically mom things that, some people might think are more mom things. So for me, I want to make sure that I can do some of the things. Right now I'm just working on sort of a regular braid, which is good. And then after that, I'll work on doing a French braid, which I think will look very cute on her.
A diverse crowd, some dads here getting a head start with the years of practice ahead of them.
Mine doesn't even have hair yet, but I'm just trying to be a little bit preemptive. I think it's great to see everybody out here having a great time, having a few beers, hanging out, and challenging ourselves to something that's not, it's not second nature like the mums.
Organizers say because of this success, they will be planning more nights for dads to bond over the love they have for their daughters.
And my daughter asked me about it too. She's like, are you going to learn how to do different hairstyles tonight? And I'm like, yep.
Sean Varden, CTV News.
They are the best curlers from around the world, still ahead on CTV News at 6. Some Northerners are also participating in this professional mixed curling league. Welcome back. You're watching CTV News at 6. I'm Tony Ryma. The Sudbury Five are one step closer towards defending that throne. Northern Ontario's only professional basketball team secured its place in the final with a 96-90 victory last night over the Montreal Tundra. And they win the best-of-5 series 3-1. In the OHL playoffs this evening, 2 Northern teams are going to see action. The North Bay Battalion are in Brantford to face off against the Bulldogs for Game 2. The troops are down 1-0 in the series. Meanwhile, the Sault Greyhounds begin their series this evening in Kitchener to meet the Rangers for Game 1. Puck drop for both games is 7 p.m. The world's first professional curling league is about to become a reality. The Rock League is hoping to capitalize on the recent Winter Olympics and grow the sport around the globe. The best curlers from a dozen countries will make up the first 6 teams. And as CTV's Adrian Gobriel tells us, fans can't wait.
A sport synonymous with Canadian culture is getting a professional push.
It's something that's never been done, never been seen before.
The Rock League marks a world first, a professional international association featuring 60 of the world's best curlers from a dozen different countries.
The new league has its sights set to rock the Canadian sports landscape. It involves 6 franchises, and it always helps when you have a Canadian curling legend involved. Hurry hard, hurry hard. John, I think your game with the broom is slipping slightly.
Well, I've been retired for 2 years. It's hard to help a heavy rock.
Two-time Canadian Olympic gold medalist John Morris has joined the league as a strategic advisor, helping to clear a path for this historic endeavor.
We have 2 Canadian franchises. We have 2 European franchises. We have an Asian franchise, which is represented by Japanese, Korean, and Chinese, and there's a Kiwi in the league from New Zealand.
An American team rounds out the group of 6. Each squad has 10 players, 5 men and 5 women.
How important is that when it comes to growing the sport?
It's just so great for young girls to see, like, hey, you can grow up and you can curl on a stage like this, to give curling a chance to expand and to go to all different corners of the world and really show how great of a sport this is.
This week's preview season in Toronto is already giving the next generation a reason to cheer.
I do hope to see curling blow up in general, and I think the most recent Olympics really helped with that.
Canadian Brad Jacobs brought home the gold from the Milano Cortino Games. Now captain of the Shield Curling Club, he believes the league is essential to the sport's future.
But we have to do it right. It does feel integral.
So many Canadians were hanging on every rock during the Olympics. We saw the joy that you played the game with and your teammates. What would you want people to know about this game when they step on the ice and just how much fun it is?
Yeah, well, it's the ultimate team sport. You have nobody sitting on the bench at any point in time. Everyone is 25% responsible for 100% of the outcome. It's helped grow all of us as people.
The Rock League's inaugural season begins this January with stops in Utica, New York, Moose Jaw, Halifax, and Ottawa, already on ice. Adrian Gobro, CTV News, Toronto.
A 4-year-old Ottawa girl with a rare disorder is in a race against time after her family says she no longer qualifies for a gene therapy trial. They're now seeking special access and trying to raise millions in the hopes of saving their daughter. CTV's Caitlin Wilson reports.
What'd you pick, sweets?
This device on the wall is how 4-year-old Lucia Vaccaro communicates.
It's very, very difficult. It requires a lot of energy.
She lives with a rare neurological and developmental disorder that her parents say is slowly robbing her of her skills she once had.
It takes away your limbs. It takes away your speech. It can take away your ability to eat. It can take away your ability to think. You get locked in.
It's called Rett syndrome, affecting about 1 in 10,000 girls born each year. And while there is no cure, her parents say there is hope. In December, they say their doctor told them Lucia would be selected for a gene therapy trial led by U.S.-based company Taysha Gene Therapies.
We're told that Lucia is the best candidate and she will start getting this back and this skill back and this skill back. And we were really, really excited.
But weeks later, they say they learned Lucia was no longer eligible because she is 1 year too old.
The rug was pulled out from under us.
In a statement, Taysha says, based on feedback and alignment with the U.S. FDA, the company announced in January it's proceeding with the trial, which will include patients aged 2 to under 4, adding prior to that, no trial sites or patients had been selected.
I do understand the frustration of parents and families.
Dr. Evdokia Anagnostou, who leads Canada's first clinical trials network for neurodevelopmental disorders, is aware of 3 companies running gene therapy trials for Rett syndrome, but says only one has come to Canada.
There are some regulatory barriers that make it harder for them to come. And so we have to partner with our governments and our regulators to make it particularly attractive for a company to want to cross the border and bring the trial here.
The Vaccaros have applied through Health Canada's Special Access Program to get the gene therapy, but the company would still have to agree to supply it, and the cost wouldn't be covered.
The estimate is somewhere in around $1 million US, but it's very likely going to be a lot more.
Now they say time is of the essence, trying to raise millions as Lucia turns 5 next week.
Until 6, she could still be gaining skills, and then she reaches the peak, and from here it's only down. All we want is to make our girl better.
That was Caitlin Wilson reporting. This evening's entertainment news ranges from Broadway to ballet to a new way to watch movies at home. Here's David Daniel with our Hollywood report.
Pink is headed to Broadway. The performer and theater fanatic is set to host this year's Tony Awards. Pink said in a statement, "Broadway has shaped my life and how I put my own shows together," and called stage actors the literal hardest working people in showbiz. The 79th annual Tony Awards take place June 7th. The Royal Ballet's performance of Giselle is coming to a movie theater near you. The tragic love story screens on Sunday and Monday only. Check fathomentertainment.com for locations and showtimes.
The owner's having a little trouble, I guess, and I'm here to clean it up.
Prime Video is expanding its on-screen sign language interpretation. It's now available on 18 more Prime original movies such as Roadhouse and Red, White, and Royal Blue. On-screen interpreters' facial expressions and body language can provide more nuance than captions alone. You can scroll to the accessible movies and TV collection on Prime. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Told you earlier, Canada's unemployment rate remains at 6.7% after the economy created jobs last month. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has more.
14,000 jobs were created, the first positive number so far this year. The gains weren't enough to offset the loss of about 109,000 jobs since the start of the year. There was a small gain in manufacturing in March, but U.S. tariffs have been stripping that sector over the last year, with 44,000 total jobs lost. Jobs were gained in personal and repair services and in natural resources. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 72.28. West Texas Intermediate is down to 96.57. Western Canadian Select is up over $1 to 72.63. And the TSX gained 218 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Here are the current prices for some key commodities we watch. Gold down $21.34, closing the day at $47.49.08 U.S. an ounce. Silver up 63 cents to end the day at $75.96. Copper moved forward 15 cents, closing at $5.75. And nickel up a nickel, ending the day at $7.72 U.S. a pound. And Amanda's back now for one last look at your Saturday weather.
Thanks for that, Tony. And you'll be happy to know that tomorrow is a pretty nice day across the Northeast. In Sudbury, a mix of sun and cloud. Similar story in Sault Ste. Marie. Cloudy skies in Timmins between 1 to 7 degrees, so inching closer to seasonal there. In North Bay, a mix of sun and cloud. More clouds on the way for Temiskaming Shores and Parry Sound. We're going to see some clearing skies between 7 to 8 degrees. So pretty nice for tomorrow, Tony. Have a great weekend.
You too can't complain about that forecast. Thanks, Amanda. Baseball fans going to a game in Atlanta better bring an appetite if you want to eat this. So this is called the Bat Flip. It features 2 pounds of beef patties, braised short rib, crispy pork belly, melted cheese, crunchy onions, lettuce, tomatoes, and a fried egg. That's all on a brioche bun that will surely be fighting for its life. It also runs for $44 American, that's 60 Canadian. And finally, a barista in Markham has been recognized globally for his latte art. Now he's preparing to show off his skills at the World Latte Artist Championship next year. CTV multimedia journalist Corey Baird has more.
For many, it's morning's top priority.
Could I get a medium coffee black, please?
How important is coffee in your daily routine?
Oh, I don't wake up without the coffee.
It's mandatory. I need it to survive. A function for some, art form for others.
Latte art is a way for me to express art in another kind of way.
This is Arthur Chu. He's a latte artist, and we aren't talking the paint-by-numbers variety either. His caffeinated creations have won him 2 Canadian Latte Art Championships. This foamy stag sealed his victory this year.
So this one is the background, which is a tree. And then the antler of the stag, his eye, his ear, his nose, his facial structure, his front legs, his back leg.
He traded in a business degree for the art world, a coffee mug, his chosen canvas.
Distributing the grinds gently.
Arthur's about to take his show on the road. Next stop, the 2027 World Latte Art Championships.
The animal that I'm going to feature on the world stage would be a tiger, a stag, and a timber wolf as well.
His designs are intricate, but he says success isn't complicated. Just outwork your competition.
In my day offs or even after shifts here, is that I practice at least 50 cups per day.
With hands this steady, he's clearly not sampling too many of his creations. 2 national titles makes you a big deal in the coffee community, and here at Markham's Hatch Coffee Roasters, customers frequently seek him out.
I do take requests, but then if you see a line here, I probably don't.
Corey Baird, CTV News, Markham.
Now that's talent. And folks, thanks for watching CTV News at 6. I'm Tony Ryma. More news comes your way at 11:30 with Ian Campbell. Good night and have a good weekend.